Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the New England Sports Center in Marlborough, Massachusetts, the newly constructed Rink number 8, where it is an early morning start for the JWHL's U19 division as the Pacific Steelers, just 13 hours after taking down New England Hockey Club last night by a 6-0 score, will take on NAHA White. Welcome inside once again to Rink number 8. I'm Alex Thomas. Should be a pretty good contest here this morning. We got a good look at Pacific last night. A team that scored twice in each the first, second, and third periods, then rode to a 6-0 victory. Today they'll be taking on an NAHA team that is littered with Division I college commits on their roster. NAHA, of course, the white team, will be wearing their white uniforms with the dark blue shoulders and a blue and red stripe across the midsection, with dark blue numbers outlined in white and red. Pacific will be wearing their black uniforms with gray letters and numbers outlined in white and then red, with the gray shoulder stripe and a red stripe down bottom outlined in red and then white. They will be going from left to right in your opening period. NAHA will go from right to left to open up this morning in Rink number 8. Haley Martins got the start last night and posted a shutout against New England. It'll be Madison Fox who gets the start here this morning for Pacific, wearing number 1 for the Steelers. Martins was perfect in that victory. Meanwhile, at the other end, it'll be Ariel DeSmet, the RMU commit. It will be in between the pipes, wearing number 32. And she will sit into the goal to our broadcast right. Fox is set to the left. DeSmet to the right. The puck is down and the game is on early on this Super Bowl Sunday in Marlborough, Massachusetts. Puck is kicked up ahead and dumped into the zone. Cameron Wong, a Yukon commit for Pacific, had the game-winning goal last night, a power play goal late in the first period. That put the Steelers up 1-0 in that game. She moves it up ahead, but can't clear it out of the zone. Back to the point, long shot. That whistle's just wide. Coming off the stick of BC commit defender Sydney Fest, wearing number 26. Number of Hockey East commits on both these rosters. Puck just out of the reach of Leonard on, number 7 in black. Rotated back out towards center. Alex Allen carries in over the offensive blue line, sends it back in or into the slot. Shot steered right on by Patterson. Denied by DeSmet for the first save of the morning. Allen pinches in, keeps the play alive, looks for a lane. She pulls up near corner, sends it in the slot. Here's Patterson. Backhander save by DeSmet. Rebound. She hops on and gets the whistle with 18:54 to go. Oh, Kelsey Patterson, who found the back of the net last night, starts things off with a couple of good looks and then wins a faceoff back to the blue line. Shot misses well wide, far side by Allen. Looked like she was trying to play it for a deflection. NAHA tries to clear the zone. They can't. Second opportunity, they swipe it up to center. Out of the reach of Leah Marino. She'll play it back. Holden moves it up ahead to center, turned over. Steelers will rifle it back to the blue line. That's as far as it'll go. Eventually finds a lane in on DeSmet, who leaves it off. And NAHA will start the other way, try to catch the Steelers in a change. That was out of the reach of Marino. No icing as Wong spins in behind her own net. 18:13 to go in the opening period. Taylor Sims will dump it deep into the offensive zone and chase after it. She had a pair of goals last night. Easily could have had 4. She had 2 breakaways in the game where the puck simply rolled off of her stick with an empty net. She was the best player in that 6-0 victory for Pacific. Puck sent into the far corner. McKenna Kristen chases after it, number 3 in black. Moved up ahead by Darcy Joel. Eventually collected by Forsberg. Callie Forsberg takes it around the offensive zone, pulls up, plays it along the end wall. Wong chips it up ahead, forcing a turnover. 2.5 gone by in the opening period, still scoreless as that puck is sent up out of play, and we'll get a whistle. Face-off will come into the Pacific zone. It'll be to the right of the netminder, Madison Fox. Gormley off the hop. Tries to clear it out to the blue line. Does. Eventually it'll get to center. Roust moves it up ahead. Lacombe will carry it in. Annabelle Lacombe, wrist shot, save made. No rebound as Fox hangs on for a whistle. 17-10 to go in the opening period. Still scoreless between Pacific and NAHA. Face off to the left of the Pacific net. One back to the blue line. Wrist shot through traffic. Right on. Saved by Fox. Rebound kicked in the corner. Fest let it fly from the blue line. Long wrist shot. Puck comes free along the far wall. Chipped up ahead. It's Roust. On her backhand. She'll collect that center. Curl inside of her own zone. Go D to D for Fess. Outlet pass blocked. Comes right back to her. Carried over the blue line. Here's Fess into the offensive zone. She takes it for a spin. Holds it on her backhand. In behind the Pacific net. Tried to rotate it up the wall. Good job defensively by Patterson to impede that lane and leaves the loose change in behind for Gormley. Clear to the line but not out. Sadie Kuhn tries to send it in down low. Kept alive by Wuthrick. Tries to rotate back to the blue line where that was Kuhn's station, but they couldn't connect. Puck comes back up to center. Donnelly leaves it. Kuhn near wall. Bumped off the puck by Patterson. Into the corner. It's Graves. She'll take it around in her own zone. Up ahead for Donnelly. Emma Wuthrick got it into the offensive zone but lost the handle on it. Comes back to Kuhn in her own blue line. She's sent back in. Gives across D to D for Graves. Up ahead. That puck is turned over in the neutral zone. Just over 4 minutes gone by in our opening period. Still scoreless. Curling in. Here's Bryce. Leaves it off for Marino. Tried to get a shot away. That was blocked. Kicked on to the near wall. As the Steelers try and vacate the zone, they can't on the first opportunity. Kept inside with just under 15 and a half to play. Puck sent deep. Alex Allen with it now. Long stretch pass into the glove of Sims. It grazes off her hand and falls into the NAHA zone. Borozinski will dump it in and go for a change. Fresh skaters coming out for NAHA White. Moved up ahead. Here's Sims. Trying to get a break. She does. Possible 3-on-2. Here's Sims. Wrist shot save made. One going for the rebound. And it's kicked over on the far wall. That's the speed of Taylor Sims. You'll see that all morning long. She did it at will last night and creates her first opportunity just over 5 minutes into the game. Tanika Pasqua tries to swipe it up ahead. Leonard on in there as well, digging away against Joel, or opposite number 7. Ping pongs along the NAHA blue line, kept in by Leonard on. Although it falls right onto the stick of Roust, and that'll allow NAHA to vacate the zone. Although that pass misses everybody, and it'll be an icing with 14:27 to go in our opening period. Still scoreless, face off deep in the NAHA zone. Face-off will be to the right of Ariel DeSmet. We mentioned in the open a Robert Morris commit. The goaltender wearing number 32. Backed up today by a Wisconsin commit, Cami Cronosh. Meanwhile, we mentioned Haley Martins, a University of New Brunswick commit, is the backup goaltender for Pacific, based out of Vancouver. So if you're joining us this morning from the Pacific Northwest, we welcome you to Marlborough. Hope you have the coffee on. Still before 6 a.m. and still likely dark out there. 13:58 to go. In this opening period, we're still scoreless. Neutral zone face-off coming just outside of the Pacific zone. Draw one by the Steelers. Kicked back. That's Gormley. Plays it up the wall. Try to find Leonard on. Comes to Pasqua, who dumps it deep into the zone. She'll chase after it. Gets around Kuhn. Broussard, who scored a goal last night on the power play. Chip back up to the neutral zone. Bornson carries it over. Trying to center it out in front. Nobody home. Was looking for Lacombe, but they could not connect. And a pretty evenly played first 6 minutes and 40 seconds of this contest. Gormley chops it over to the far wall. Broussard will chip it out of the zone. Falls to Leonardon, who gains center and dumps it in. That'll allow 5 fresh skaters to come out onto the ice for Pacific as NAHA plays it from behind their own net. Wutherick spins away and flips a backhander up towards center. Holden will carry it into the offensive zone. She pulls up, waits for reinforcements, sends it to the net, steered aside by Fox into the corner. Donnelly picks it up, down low, far side, chips it behind the net. Wagner is there. Up the wall, Wutherick. Back up to the blue line, wrist shot through traffic, right on, kicked aside by Fox. It hit a body on the way in, lost a lot of its velocity, and ended up being an easy save for Madison Fox. Up to center and dumped in by Sims as Pacific and NAHA making changes. Patterson over the boards and on for a shift is attacking ferociously in the offensive zone. Puck moved ahead out of the reach of the aforementioned Patterson. Sent in deep. Played up the wall by Rouse. Back up to the blue line. Lume's shot is blocked. Kicked back into the neutral zone. That's collected by Bryce, moving it into the offensive zone to her backhand, sends it to the net. Wong got in the lane and blocked that before kicking it up the far wall and eventually out of the zone. And here's a chance the other way. Patterson moving in, wrist shot, save made. Rebound falls right in front of the goaltender to Smetna, who hangs on for a whistle with 11:50 to go in our opening period. Still scoreless for Marlborough. Face off to the right of the NAHA net. Being taken by Danica Pasqua for Pacific, who scored on a breakaway last night. 5 different goal scorers in that victory. The only repeat was Taylor Sims. Pasqua will rotate it down low. Broussard will collect. Has Gormley at the point, but didn't have a passing lane to get it for her. Leonardon digging away in the near corner as the Steelers will try and set up on the forecheck here, about midway through our opening frame. Puck chip back to the blue line. Gormley across D to D. Wrist shot, Allen. Tip, they score! Hit something in front. Not sure if it was Pasqua. Not sure if it was an NAHA defender. Allen leads the charge back to the bench. So, it looks like it's her goal. And the Steelers, at 8:43 in the opening period, have the game's opening goal. It was a wrist shot from the blue line from the BU commit. Pasqua had the screen in the slot, but Allen gets the goal. And now another opportunity fired right on by Wong, kicked aside by DeSmet as the Steelers have awoken. Wong will chip that up the glass. And a good showing last night for Alex Allen. Now a goal here this morning as that's tipped out of play by McKenna Kristen. Well, Allen, we mentioned, committed to BU. Cameron Wong and Danica Pasqua both committed to UConn, so they'll all be playing in the Hockey East in the next couple of years. Of course, BU is a traditional Hockey East powerhouse. UConn made the tournament last year in the Hockey East before falling to Northeastern in the quarterfinals in a 2-game sweep, but second game went to overtime. In the first game, they led in the third period, so that is a young and budding program that has had another strong year this year. Puck is swiped in. Wong will pick it up behind her own net. Outlet pass with 10:19 to go in the opening period. Collected by Wutherick. She'll carry it in on her backhand. Pulls up, looks for a lane. Wrist shot blocked. Sent in behind the Pacific net halfway through our opening period. Steelers lead at 1-0 on an Alex Allen goal. Trying to find a way to the front. Opportunity kick just wide by Wagner. She had her backhand held and couldn't quite get everything on it. There's a shot from the slot, save made by Fox. Rebound kicked aside. NAHA with their best sustained pressure to the hockey game, and they keep it in. It's Wagner behind the Steeler net. Trying to rotate it back up to the top. It's sent down the ice, and icing is waved off as Holden will go and pick it up. Her pass misses the target. It was intended for Bryce. Gormley will take it over the blue line. Looks for a lane. Gormley forced into the near corner. Tries to chip it up the wall. Couldn't kick it there. Had a teammate in support. Puck comes free. Patterson along the wall to pressure. Forces a turnover. Tamina Keller carries it in deep. Tries to pull up and force it back to the blue line where Gormley's stationed. She goes across D to D now. Allen, wrist shot. That flutters just wide. Keller picks up the puck and moves it back for Gormley. Wines, fires a shot. Tipped, and it goes harmlessly into the far corner. Getting into the shooting lane was Wagner to block that away. Sent down the ice, and Gormley will recover as both sides make select changes. Puck tipped up to the NAHA blue line. D to D for Kuhn. She moves it ahead across center. Porosinski gets it in deep. Patterson along the end wall. 8:25 to go on our opening period. Steelers lead at 1-0. Turned over just inside the Pacific zone. Cutting in. There's a wrist shot fluttered high by Marino. Forced the turnover and then cut in towards the net, but couldn't polish off the play. Marino then finishes a hit on, I believe that was Keller, just inside the NAHA blue line. Collected by Pasqua, who will turn and fire it in deep and go after the puck. And it's collected by Fess. Pasqua bumps her off, forces a turnover in deep, and now Pacific will set things up. Here's Lume's shot glove down by DeSmet. She hangs on for a whistle. 7:41 to go in the opening period. Alex Allen's wrist shot from the point, our only goal early on a Sunday morning. Race off to the right of Ariel DeSmet is won by NAHA, but off the scrum, poke to the net. Leonardon got it right on. DeSmet made the save. Lume gets it back down for Leonardon. Pacific starting to turn the tide here in the last 5 to 10 minutes. Lume's shot is blocked, and now it's taken the other way. A possible 2-on-1. Here's the pass across. That's blocked by Allen, who got in the lane. Another opportunity, swipe right on. Fox's save. Backhander, that's blocked and kicked into the slot. A turnover by Pacific leads to a couple of good looks for NAHA. They try and take it back into the offensive zone, but were impeded at the blue line and kicked back into their own end. Holden, D to D for Graves. Holden gets it back. Blowing a tire was Dolhanty, so that allowed Holden to move it up to the offensive blue line. Puck turned over, collected again, this time by Lacombe, and sent in deep. Fluttered into the slot, nobody there. Roust unable to keep it in, and the Steelers will volley it back out to center. Fess gains center ice and dumps in with just under 6.5 to play in our opening period. Into the skates of Sims. Evades a pile of bodies and then fires a shot just wide near side. Allen tried to get it in deep, hit off of an NAHA skate and ricochet toward the net. Clearing attempt turned over. Keller along the near side gets it in for Sims. Wrist shot, that's blocked. Here's Patterson. She scores! DeSmet made the initial save. Patterson came in to pick up the rebound on the Sims shot. Was unimpeded and puts it 5-hole past Ariel DeSmet. And the Steelers have a 2-0 lead at 13:58 of our opening period. That's a good, hard-working shift by Pacific. And they have the insurance late in the opening frame. Puck is kicked back into the neutral zone. Carried in by Wagner. This time her wrist shot high, and that'll head over the net with 5:25 to go in the opening period. Pacific scored twice last night in the opening period and wrote to a 6-0 victory over over New England Hockey Club. Wagner up to center, turned over. Broussard got it to the blue line before it was poked away from her. Brossoir for Pasqua. She'll gain the blue line, dumps it in deep, gets around Kuhn. Pasqua on her backhand, back up top for Gormley. D to D across for Wong. That shot blocked into the corner. Broussard will turn on her backhand, try to spin it away. As Pacific sets up shop in the offensive zone with 4:40 to go in the opening period. And we get a whistle along the boards. As 4 players came together there, we'll see what the result of that is. And we're going to get a goaltending change here as DeSmet's morning is done. And Kimmy Kronish is going to come in, the Wisconsin commit. Wisconsin, of course, one of the true powerhouses in women's hockey right now. And a turnover the other way. Here's Marino trying to center it. Couldn't connect. Had Porozinski on the other side. Unable to connect on the pass. Would have been a golden opportunity to get NAHA on the board. Roust up ahead for Marino. They'll start again. Marino gets it back. Wrist shot. That was blocked by Allen, but dangerously came close to the open side. Fox was playing the shot, but the redirect off of her defender's leg was nearly some friendly fire. Here's Sims at the other end this time. She's taken down and a penalty upcoming. Holden will touch up. And the first power play of the morning will belong to Pacific. 3:50 to go. Steelers on top 2-0, and they'll go to the power play. Looking to extend their lead. Face-off will be to the right of Kronish. Oh, a tripping penalty against Holden, who will sit for 2 or less. Puck turned over side of the net, nearly blowing a tire was Roust. That allows Pacific to keep it in. There's one with shot stick save made. Big penalty kill here for NAHA. Back up top for Wong. Had a power play goal last night against New England that ended up being the game winner. Keller will try and play it back for Wong. Misfired on the pass, and it's all the way back in to the Pacific end, so that'll kill some time. Wong spins away, carries it up to her own blue line. She'll activate across center, and here she comes into the offensive zone. Her wrist shot that's high, kicked away by Kronish, who got the blocker on it. Back up top for Allen. Sends it in along the near wall. Rotated back up to the top once more. Here's Wong. One-timer, that's blocked. And we get a whistle for offside, I believe, against Pacific here. Thought Wong kept that in. Not the case. So 2:48 left in the period. 58 seconds on the first power play of the morning. Belongs to Pacific, who has a 2-0 lead in this game. I'm Alex Thomas, if you're just joining us early on a Sunday morning. Allen will carry it into the offensive zone, but once more is offsides. On the face-off, will rotate here in the neutral zone. Kicked in the NAHA end and then fired down the ice by Marino. That'll fall into the skates of Allen, who gives on. Pasqua drops it back for Wong, chips it ahead to her future Yukon teammate. Dropped it back, just on sides as Pacific gets it in deep. That's collected by Graves and swiped down the ice. A foot race materializing. Wagner trying to get in there against Allen, who gets inside positioning. Allen taken down. Wagner comes up along the far wall, digs it loose. Good job by number 10 in white. That kills more time. Just 10 seconds now remaining on the power play. 1:59 in the period. Puck out of the reach of Sims. Back to the blue line for Wong. Kicked out of the zone. Trying to move it up ahead was Maddie Johnson. Into the end wall. Penalty is over. So we're back to even strength in the final minute and 38 seconds of this first period. Collected and taken the other way by Kristen, who will dump it in. First on it is Kiki Rouse, the Merrimack commit. Moves it up ahead. Carried in by Forsberg. Her wrist shot, that's blocked and kicked up out of play with 1:20 even to go in the opening period. Well, Pacific, our only power play. 80 seconds remaining in the opening frame. Off the draw, that shot goes well wide. Into the near corner. Back up into the neutral zone now and then rotated in by Roust. Steelers get it back up to center. Final minute of play in the opening period. Fess on her backhand will evade one and move the puck up for Lacombe. Swiped in the zone. Gormley collects behind her own net. She'll go across D to D in the final 42 seconds of the period. Rotated back up to center. Where Holden will move it up ahead. Turned over by Bornson. Back up center. Here's Patterson, who has a goal in this hockey game already. Tries to send it out to in front of the net, but nobody was there, and it will harmlessly falter into the corner. Lacombe at center will dump it back into the Pacific zone. 15 seconds to play in the period. Long rotates it back up to the top. Falls onto the stick of Wuthrick. Wuthrich moves it up ahead. Taken in by Donnelly. With 1 second to go, she'll take it into the corner, and that'll do it. One period in the books on a Sunday morning. Pacific strikes first, and they have the insurance at 13:58. We'll take a break. You're watching JWHL U19 hockey. Once again, your score, Pacific 2, NAHA White nothing after 1. Welcome back in for period number 2. Pacific leading this game 2-0 through 20 minutes. I'm Alex Thomas. You're watching JWHL Hockey live, U19 division from the New England Sports Center in Marlborough. Ready for the opening puck drop of this second period. The puck is down and we are back underway. Collected by Roust, who moves the puck up ahead. Donnelly will dump it into the offensive zone. Steelers striking twice in the opening period. There's a wrist shot right on, and a save made by Fox. Just 17 seconds into the period, we'll have our first whistle. Face-off one. Back up to the blue line, and they'll say offside. And that'll put the face-off into the neutral zone. Neutral zone draw right in front of us, in front of the Pacific zone. Won by NAHA, kicked back up to center. Turned around at the blue line, trying to curl it into the slot, kept alive. Wrist shot right on. They score! Off the post and in. Sydney Fess let it fly. Got it through traffic. It beats Fox, and it's a 2-1 hockey game. Comes just 37 seconds into the middle frame. It was a wrist shot from the near point that found its way through and goes off the post and in. A beautiful shot off the stick of Sydney Fess. And we've got a one-goal hockey game. Puck is poked back out to center. Holden. Marino will give off for Porzinski. Wrist shot, that's blocked. Marino gets it back along the far wall. We'll see what kind of momentum this brings for NAHA here in the second period. Puck rotated back up towards center. Carried in by Keller. Gains the blue line. She was able to toe the line and stayed on side. Allen does the same and will backhand the puck in deep. So an eventful first minute and a half of this second period. And that gets NAHA right back in within one. Puck up along the near wall. Lume keeps it in, only briefly, chipped up ahead, and here comes NAHA once more. Marino trying to cut into the slot, gets it on her backhand, chips it to the net. But they were making changes, so no reinforcements to come in on support. Staying on side. Puck sent in deep, big hit along the end boards. That takes out Forsberg. Rotated back out to center for Fess. The lone goal scorer, 37 seconds into the period. Forsberg gains the blue line. Wrist shot blocked by Lume into the corner. Cuts back out toward the top. Wrist shot, that's blocked. Another chance, sweeping it toward the net was Joe All, but that goes wide into the corner. All kinds of momentum for NAHA here in the second period. Just 2.5 minutes into the frame, they've already got a goal and a couple of golden opportunities. Kicked up ahead by Johnson. Pasqua just inside of the blue line. She'll curl away. Kick it back up top. Johnson tries to get it in deep. She does. So Pacific got going midway through the first period. Now NAHA gets going to start the second. That's dumped in by Pasqua. Had gained center, so no icing. Fast first one in there with 3 minutes evaporated in the period. Brassard will dig it free. Down behind the NAHA net. Tries to rotate it back to the blue line. Fire down into the corner on the centering attempt. Wrapped around the boards, and Wong will chase after it. Chipped around the wall by Donnelly. Cuts in from an angle. Her wrist shot flutters through the crease and goes wide, just off the mark. NAHA will set it up again. That shot is fired and blocked off the stick of Markovsky. NAHA buzzing here in the second period. That shot from Holden is blocked. She gets it back once more, fakes the shot, then takes it. Another chance in the slot. Back might have grazed the post off the stick of Donnelly. Tons of offensive zone pressure here. Holden, D to D, into the skates of Roust, who gets it deep. Wagner, first one on there. She's taken down behind the play. Into the far corner. Just over 4 minutes gone by, curling in. Wrist shot from Donnelly. That's blocked and finally sent down the ice. And this will be icing with 15:33 to go in the second period. It was all Pacific in the first, but NAHA gets one back, and they are controlling this second period. 2-1 your score on a Sunday morning in Marlboro. Face-off one into the corner behind the Pacific net. If you're just joining us, I'm Alex Thomas. You're watching JWHL U19 action, Pacific Steelers. We welcome you if you're watching from out in Vancouver. A little before 6 a.m. out there. A little before 9 a.m. out here in Marlboro, Massachusetts. A frigid February morning. 15:03 to go as we get a face-off. Frigid February Super Bowl Sunday morning here. Of course, a game that the locals are interested in. out in this part of the country. Neutral zone face-off. It'll be taken by Sims for Pacific. She wins it cleanly back for Wong, who will fire it in deep just over 5 minutes into our middle period. Long swipes at it at center. Now Sims turns and gets it in deep. Allen up the wall, back up top, wrist shot through traffic, but that misses everything. Off the stick of Gormley and will harmlessly fall into the near corner. Puck played up the wall. Gormley will keep it in. We get a whistle behind the play as the net comes off. Behind the netminder, Kimmy Kronish. And if you're just joining us, Kronish replaced Ariel DeSmet, who allowed 2 goals early in the open of this hockey game. Madison Fox, the starter for Pacific, who had a later game last night. A 6-0 win over New England. Haley Martins was the netminder there, got the shutout. A quick turnaround for the Steelers. Quick pass up ahead, finds the stick of Darcy Joel. Now cutting in is Forsberg, trying to cut to the net, but Wong kicked her back. Puck finds its way to the blue line, but not out. Rotated back in deep by Fess. Oh, big hit down low, and a penalty upcoming against Pacific. No doubt about that. Good to see Darcy Joel back up to her feet immediately. That was a big hit in the corner. And Cameron Wong is going to sit for 2 or less. And NAHA going to go to the power play for the first time in this hockey game. And they are pushing and have the momentum through the first about 6 minutes of this period with 14:02 remaining. And now on the power play for the first time this morning, they win the draw. Kick back up along the far wall, cutting in, wrist shot off the outside of the net. That was Donnelly who let it fly. Roust for Donnelly. Back up top for Roust. Wrist shot tipped right on. And Fox steered it aside. Wagner creating the traffic in front. Good power play setup, but the puck is turned over. Clear to the line, but not out. Good job at the blue line by Kiki Roust to keep the puck in. Wagner leaves it for Wuthridge. Over across. Roust with a shot. That's blocked into the corner. Donnelly comes away with it now. Back up top for Roust. 1:10 to go on the power play. Near side for Fess. Back up top, Roust. Across for Donnelly. Back up top, Roust. Big shot. They score! Power play goal, and we are tied. Bryce was cruising through the slot. I don't believe that shot was touched. Roust gets the goal, and NAHA ties the hockey game at 6:57 on the power play. And they've scored twice in the opening 7 minutes of this period. So Pacific got 2 in the first. NAHA 2 in the second. Here's Keller looking for Patterson. Swings away at the loose puck, but couldn't get it in towards the net. Steered in from behind, hits off the outside of the cage, and is rotated back up ahead by NAHA, who will take it up across center. Lacombe gains the blue line. Wrist shot blocked by Wong into the corner. So the power play goal scored by Kiki Roust. Here comes Patterson the other way, trying to cut it out in front. Was looking to connect with Ray. Haven't called Raymond Ray's name much this morning. Puck fired in by Bjorksen. Sonia Bjorksen, number 25 in white. Gormley will spin and settle behind her own net. Play it off the wall. Keller spins in the trouble and found 2 white jerseys awaiting her. That'll jar the puck loose. Marino will pick it up and swipe it in behind the Pacific net. Wong will play it up the wall, but Fess is there to keep the play alive. Back up to the blue line. It's Porzinski. Cleared out towards center. Through the legs of Bryce and down into the NAHA zone with 11.5 to go in the period. Back up top for Porzinski. Carries it over the blue line, drops it back. Here's Marino. Wrist shot, save made by Fox. And she'll hang on for a whistle. 11:26 to go. We're all tied up for Marlboro. Face-off will be to the left of the netminder Fox. Draw one cleanly by NAHA. Wrist shot, hits a body, bounces around, comes into the near corner. Sent in behind. Allen will chip it up the wall. Ray collects, gains the blue line. She'll dump it in towards the net. I'll check that. That was Natalie Dolhanty. It's turned over and taken the other way. Here's Kelly Forsberg with speed. Forsberg takes it for a ride around the zone, curls in, sends it on. Fox a save, rebound, cleared away, up to the line, but not out. Here's Holden now, wrist shot tipped, and it goes wide off the stick of Johnson in front. NAHA is finding holes in the armor of this Pacific defense here in the second period, just about halfway through the frame and halfway through the hockey game, tied up at 2. Maddie Johnson will gain center and dump it in. That'll allow NAHA to make changes. Only Rouse, the goal scorer on the power play, stays on. She gets in on the forecheck, trying to keep the play alive. Fanning on it was Wagner. Side of the net, she's still working away at it, trying to wrap around bid, but lost the handle on the puck. Comes free, and Pasquale will clear the zone. Icing is waved off and sent deep in to the NAHA end, where Holden will play it on her backhand. Lost the handle on it. Broussard picks it up. 10 even to go in the period. Halfway home in this hockey game, tied up at 2 apiece. Chipped up onto the stick of Donnelly. Off of Wagner, drops it back. Donnelly, wrist shot right on. Fox a save, rebound up to the blue line. Another opportunity that's blocked by Wong. As Kuhn came over the boards and let it fly, that rebound found its way all the way to the far point. Graves, up ahead for Bergson. Sonia Bordson into the corner with about 9:20 to go in the period. Sent in deep. Chipped up the wall by Markovsky. Shot from the point, blocked. Pasquale got in the lane, chips it out. Graves, been all NAHA here in the second period. Kuhn gets it across center. Leonard on, tried to chip it up ahead, could not. Falls under the stick of Lacombe. Lacombe in, wrist shot, put it wide. Pasquale up the wall, hops over the stick of Graves. Markovsky, first one back. And sent in by Lacombe, tipped in at the blue line, no icing. Wong will go in and recover first for the Steelers. Wong gets it up ahead. Pacific's having a really hard time transporting the puck up across center. They've struggled on any kind of outlet pass or breakout here in the second period. Wuthrich drops it back, comes into the slot, trying to get a shot away was Wagner. She was hauled down, no whistle. Broussard, number 14 in black, getting there. Puck is sent down the ice, and this will be icing with 8:14 to go in the second period. All NAHA here in the second. They've scored twice to tie the hockey game at 2 apiece. Face off to the right of the Pacific net. Won by the Steelers. It's Gormley, who dangerously took it out in front of her net there. Was able to kick it over to the far side for Tamina Keller, but they can't clear the zone. Sent in deep. Kelsey Patterson scored on the rebound. They make it 2-0 back in the first period. How the tables have turned since that point. Alinka Bryce moves it up ahead. Porzinski gets it deep into the zone. Allen will chase after it. She opened the scoring way back in the opening period of this hockey game. A little over 8 minutes into the contest. Keller gains the blue line. She'll dump it in deep, then go for a change. Everybody going to go for a change there. 7.5 to play in the second period. Forsberg lost the handle on it. Fell to the stick of Allen. Dolhanty at center gains the blue line. She'll dump it in. Settling it down was Kronish. Dolhanty bumps the defender down low. There's Kristen swiping it towards the net. Dolhanty, it was out of her reach. They were trying to feed her out in front. She was in a high danger area, but she was unaware that the puck was coming in on her. Johnson kicks it up. Joe Hall at the blue line, lost a handle on it. Moved up ahead. That's collected by McKenna Kristen, who sends it in deep as Pacific will make changes. 6:43 to go in period number 2. Outlet pass intercepted by Pasqua, who gains the blue line. Let it on. Tagged up just in time. Pasqua will take it in behind the NAHA net. Looks for a lane at Broussard in the slot. She'll kick it back instead for Parton. Wong shot misses wide. Parton pinches in on the far wall to keep it alive. Gets it deep. Broussard trying to dig the puck free. She does. Curls. Fires the wrist shot. That misses wide. Glove side. First real possession time in the offensive zone, really, of the period here for Pacific. Broussard will steer it toward the net. Kicked away. Onto the far wall. Leonard on. Kept it alive briefly. Puck sent in behind the NAHA net. 6 even to go in the period. Rotated up ahead for Lacombe. Leads Bjornsson. Wong lost a handle on it, but she was able to pull up in time and fired up to the near wall for Broussard, who couldn't get it out. Markovsky keeps it in. Wrist shot from the point, fluttered wide by Fess, who made it a 2-1 game under a minute into this second period. Parton digs the puck free and gets it up the wall. Broussard tries to chip it up ahead, and it's played with a hand pass. So we will get a whistle. 5.5 to go in a fast-moving second period. Excellent pace here early on a Saturday morning, or a Sunday morning rather. We're tied 2-2. Puck kicked across center, onto the stick of Wuthridge. Now carried in. Wuthridge gives it off, gets it back. Couldn't polish the play. She fed Donnelly perfectly, who tried to return the favor for an easy tap-in goal, but Wuthridge couldn't polish it off. Now there's a chance for Donnelly. She's denied. Wrist shot from the point. That's blocked into the corner. Pretty passing from Donnelly and Wuthridge. Couple of BU commits. Looking really good on that shift there, and they nearly give NAHA the lead. We'll get a whistle with 4:56 to go in the period. NAHA pushing, and they'll go to their second power play of the morning. Allen will sit. They're 1-for-1 on the goal by Kiki Roust. So we'll see if NAHA can take their first lead of the hockey game and what has been a dominant second period. That misses everybody, and Pacific will clear the zone right off the hop, and that'll kill the first about 15 seconds off of this penalty. It's a big kill for Pacific as NAHA tries to keep the momentum going. They have just controlled the pace of play here in period number 2. Puck is sent down the ice. Under 4.5 to play in the period. Sophie Holden, first one there behind your own net. She'll carry it out. Move up ahead for Markovsky. Carried in by Marino, drops it back. Markovsky near wall. Up top for Holden. Looks for a lane. She'll take the shot. Tipped right on. Fox a save. Kicked into the corner. Roust up top. Holden. Fakes the shot, gives on for Marino. Back up top, Holden. Shot blocked by Sims. Another opportunity saved by Fox. Marino picked up the loose change and let a wrist shot go, but Fox was in good position and made the stop. And Pacific able to clear it down the ice with 50 seconds left on the power play. Now 3:43 remaining in the period. Donnelly gains the blue line. Looking to drop it back. She'll take it around for a lap in the offensive zone instead. Back up top for the point for Fess. Donnelly gives on for Fess. Back over for Donnelly. Curling in. Wrist shot saved by Fox. Rebound. She'll corral it and hang on for a whistle. Good looking power play by NAHA. Excellent puck movement. But Madison Fox standing tall through the first minute and 35 seconds of the power play. .25 ticks remain. Off the draw. Puck is kicked in the corner. Wagner will chase after it, sent back up top. Here's Fess, gives off for Donnelly. Has Fess to the blue line, but she'll hold. Donnelly over across. Back up top, Fess. Over for Donnelly. Try to cut it in front. There's an opportunity. Wuthridge with 2 hacks at it. Put it just wide on the second chance. Fox made the first save. Penalty's over. It's a big kill for Pacific. Ray, fresh off the bench. Tries to kick it up front. Could not. Now the NAHA power play now 1 for 2. But they had a number of good looks on that second opportunity. 2.5 to play in the period. Puck kicked up ahead for Sims. She'll carry it across center. Dump it in. Ray will go and chase after it in the offensive zone as the rest of the Steelers make changes. Patterson trying to get in on the forecheck. Forsberg is there. Cleared it to the line, but not out. Here's an opportunity in front. Patterson shoots. Oh, what a save made by Kronish. All alone in front was Kelsey Patterson, looking for her second of the hockey game. But Cami Kronish stands tall and makes her biggest save in this relief effort to keep it a 2-2 game. That's a huge stop as Patterson slipped in behind everybody and had the high danger zone basically blocked off for herself. Puck is swiped in deep to the Pacific zone. Johnson first on it. Kicked up the wall with 1:50 to go in the period. NAHA has both goals and has controlled the pace of play in our middle frame. We'll get a whistle. Face-off will be to the right of the Pacific net. Gormley tried to play it up the wall, didn't have a lane. That's fired back up to the point. Lacombe tried to get it in deep. Wrist shot through traffic off the stick of Marino. But Fox makes the save, and she will hang on with 91 seconds remaining in the middle period. Pacific scored twice in the opening frame. NAHA twice in the middle frame. Still 91 seconds to play. And then we'll have a third period, which you win the period, and it looks like you might win the game. Pile up in the far corner. To a side, dug away by Marino. Tries to rotate it back up to the point. Along the wall. Dolanty tries to get it out of the zone. Pacific's had a tough time transporting the puck. They finally get it up ahead. Here's McKenna Christian. Kristen swipes it down into the corner. Trying to get around Kuhn. Dolanty was there. 50 seconds to go. Moved up ahead. Carried by Marino. Right on goal. An opportunity. Fess tried to get the backhander on, but Fox made the save. And hangs on for a whistle. Face off to the left of the Pacific net. It is fired back up top. Held by Holden. Wrist shot. Tipped right on. Oh, what a save by Fox. Rebound. Second opportunity. Fox to save. Third chance. It's still loose. And finally, Fox picks up the loose puck and hangs on. 3 or 4 healthy hacks for NAHA, but nobody can find the back of the net. Frantic pace of the final half minute of this second period. But mark that sequence of saves by Madison Fox to keep this a tied game. Off the draw, here's Holden. Shot tipped right on. Opportunity. Rebound swipe toward the net. Allen got in the shooting lane and blocked that. 17 seconds to go. Allen swipes it up the wall. Kept alive by Rouse to tie this game on the power play. She keeps it in once more. That'll prevent Pacific from really getting anything here at the end of the period offensively. Puck is sent back in on Fox. She'll swipe it into the corner, and that'll do it. NAHA controls the middle period, scores twice, including once on the power play, to tie this hockey game. And we will go to the final 20 minutes deadlocked at 2 apiece. You're watching JWHL U19 hockey. Once again, your score, NAHA 2, Pacific 2, after 2. We'll be back for period number 3 in just a few moments. 2-2 is your score through 40 minutes. You're watching JWHL U19 action. I'm Alex Thomas on this early Sunday morning, a cold first Sunday of February here in Marlborough, Massachusetts. Pacific dominated the opening period of this hockey game, scored twice, including 8:43 in on an Alex Allen wrist shot, and then going up 2-0 as Kelsey Patterson polished off a rebound at 13:58. But the second period was all NAHA. They scored 37 seconds in on a Sidney Fest wrist shot. And then Kiki Rouse on the power play at 6:57 has us tied. NAHA controlled that second period. They are going from right to left here in the third. Pacific from left to right. Win the period, you win the game. Pretty simple. As 27 seconds have evaporated off the clock. Faceoff will be to the right of goaltender Madison Fox, the starter for Pacific. Cami Kronish is in goal. She's been perfect in relief for NAHA. She replaced Ariel DeSmet, who surrendered 2 goals early in the opening period and exited the game with about 5 minutes left in the first. Stretch pass up ahead. Here comes Patterson. In, wrist shot save made. Kicked in to the corner by Kronish, her first big save of the period. Kelsey Patterson is starting to heat up. She had a big game last night against New England and a goal earlier here tonight in this one. Up ahead for Keller. Tries to chip it up towards the blue line and does. It hits off of Graves. That is sent down the ice, and this will be icing with 18:42 to go. But the first big play of the period comes from the goaltender, Cami Kronish, in the NAHA net. A big stop on Patterson, who has good finishing ability. Unable to polish that play off there. Shot from the point from Allen. Kicked aside by Kronish. Puck sent down the ice. Allen, first one on it. She'll pick it up and then skate it in behind her own net. Takes a turn, moves it up the boards for Parton. Back down low for Allen. Tries to chip it up ahead. She eventually does and finds the speedy Taylor Sims. 2 goals last night for Sims, a little quiet here this morning. Cross-ice pass hits off Dolhanty's skates. Fired into the zone by Allen as Pacific makes changes. Pasqua picks up the puck after a collision. In front for Allen, wrist shot, she put it wide. There was a collision along the far wall that set up that opportunity, but Allen couldn't polish the play. Pacific much crisper here in the first 2+ minutes of the third period. That's turned over at the blue line. Shot blocked into the corner. Lacombe let the shot go. Kicked back up to the top. Holden sends it in off the stick of Bornson and fired back in to the NAHA end. Here's Pasqua, side of the net, sits there. Opportunity for Leonardon. Well, that was sent into the corner, and now NAHA will move it up across center. Lacombe. Up ahead, Leonardon. Tries to get the puck up high. Past Wong, couldn't. It's taken by Markovsky. Over to the far side, wrist shot that's blocked off the stick of Bornson. Up ahead, Leonardon. Wong, she'll chip it into the offensive zone. Chasing after it, she's taken down hard behind the play. And we get a whistle. Didn't see what that was blown dead for. Well, we do get the penalty. Didn't see the hand go up there. But a tripping call coming up against Sophie Holden. And Pacific, who's 0 for 1 on the power play, will get their second chance of the morning and an opportunity to break this stalemate with 16:49 to go in regulation time. Off the hop, Roust will kick it up the wall. Allen awaits for it and takes it to the near point. Goes across for Wong. She had a power play goal last night. It was the game winner against New England. Pasqua will curl in, wrist shot denied, and the puck is hung on to for a whistle with 14 seconds gone by. Well, the puck will be dropped to the right. of the NAHA net, won cleanly by the Steelers. Wong for Pasquale along the far wall. Back up top for Wong. Dishes off near side. There's Allen. Flubs on the shot. Pasquale will pick it up. Far corner. Bumped off the puck. She tries to curl in and get it back. Swipes into the blue line. Allen. Big shot. That's blocked. Kicked into the corner by Roust. Pasquale wrestles it free. Has Keller in front. She takes it for a ride behind. Up top for Allen. Pasquale gets it back. Curls in. Wrist shot. Side of the net. Looking for Broussard. Couldn't poke it home. Back up to the top, taken away, and NAHA's penalty killers will move it away with 1:07 to go. Looking to break it in the zone, shorthanded. That pass was intended for Darnley. It missed the target, but NAHA is able to get fresh PKers out there and did kill clock, so job well done by that penalty killing unit. Back at the other end, here's Wong, rotates it for Broussard, back up top for Pasquale, gives it off for Wong. Far side. Back up to the point, Pasquale curls in. Wrist shot, glove save. Kranich will hang on. Made the glove save and a good setup from the point with 40 seconds to go on the power play. Well, the puck will be dropped to the left of the NAHA net. Face-off won by Pacific to the blue line. Here's Gormley. Plays it down along the near wall. Gormley across. Parton. Down low they set it up. She gets it back far point. They play catch far side. Wrist shot blocked. Kicked in the corner. Puck comes free. Kranich will set the glove out and hang on with 22 seconds left on the power play and 15:10 remaining in regulation time. Face-off will go to the right of the NAHA net. It is won and kicked up toward the line, but not out. Back up top, Gormley quickly over Parton. Wrist shot blocked. Rouse got in the lane with 11 seconds left on the power play. Pacific keeps it in deep. Back up top, Parton kicks off for Gormley. Fakes the shot over across for Sims. Didn't get there. Sims picks it up. Penalty is over. Parton, wrist shot blocked. Comes free. Here's Gormley. Big shot that goes wide. Rouse may have gotten a piece of it. Kicked along the far wall. Sims tried to wrestle it free. Could not. And the NAHA penalty kill gets it done. They gain center and dump it in. That's a huge kill here in the early stages of period number 3. Holden will kick it back for Graves. Gaining the blue line, Marino trying to cut in and put it towards the net. Unable to do so. About 6 gone by here in the third period. Still 2-2. Pacific unable to draw blood on the power play. That keeps us deadlocked at 2 apiece. Ray will gain the blue line. Out in front. Patterson was spun off the puck. Leonard on into the corner. Down low, Patterson. Jumped over her stick. Graves swipes it up the wall to the line, not out. Allen in toward the net. That misses everybody. She was trying to play the tip. Kelsey Patterson was in front. She'll go for a change now as Pacific keeps the puck hemmed into the offensive zone. Leonard on, kicks it away, plays it up the wall. Allen, far point, has Wong near side. She'll rotate it down low instead. Bryce is the first one there. She swipes it to Graves, gets it up the wall, but not out. Kicked back in behind the NAHA net. Takes a hop off of Pasquale's stick, comes free, and then is rotated back up towards center. Dolhanty kicked it back. Got to look out for the too many skaters there for NAHA as they were making changes, and they nearly took the penalty a second time. 7 gone by here in the third period, still deadlocked 2 apiece. Forsberg trying to play it back to the point. Comes for Sadie Kuhn, plays it across D to D. Fess's pass missed everybody, comes up to center. Pasquale will collect. Try to swipe it in, now she does on the second chance for Pacific, but it fell right into the glove of Sadie Kuhn. Transported by Fess. She takes it to the offensive zone, here's a chance, wrist shot scores! Sydney Fess takes it end to end, puts the wrist shot past the glove side of Madison Fox, and it's 3-2 NAHA. Second in the morning for Fess, and that one was a beauty. It comes 7:27 into the third period. She takes it end to end and puts the wrist shot past Fox. And the BC commit has their second goal of the morning, and that was a show of speed, skill, and smarts, really, the way that she handled that whole situation with the puck. And now coming up ahead is NAHA again. Wrist shot fluttered wide off the stick of Markovsky. Down into the corner, Markovsky again with it now. Rolls off of her stick on the Fox. And she's going to calm things down and hang on with 12:04 to go in regulation time. Fest is second in the morning. The difference right now, it's 3-2 NAHA. 12:04 to go. Shot from the point from Holden. That was blocked into the corner. 11:55 remaining. Wuthrich will dump it in and chase after it. Emma Wuthrich, BU commit. One of a couple heading to Hockey East from this NAHA team. He's turned it on after a tough first period where they surrendered the game's first two goals, but three unanswered has them on top here with 11:23 remaining in regulation time. Rouse tied the game on the power play. She'll transport up for Wagner at the blue line. Couldn't get it in deep. At center. Puck moved up ahead. Or Porozinski curls in. Wrist shot. Fox bobbled it. Tried to rotate it back to the point as Graves was pinching in, but that was intercepted and taken the other way. Dumped in by McKenna Kristen. Kristen trying to work on Kuhn, who gets it up the far wall and eventually out of the zone. And here comes Marino with an opportunity one-on-one. Marino cutting in, gets around one. Wrist shot, saved by Fox. Rebound into the slot, taken away by Pacific. And now Gormley will head the other way as the Steelers look to transition up the ice. She'll dump it in deep. The other four skaters for Pacific will change, so fresh troops out there for the Steelers. No icing as that hit off the stick of Gormley. Wong will play it behind her own net, chip it off the end wall. Poked away inside the Pacific blue line, carried back up to center. Fest will gain center ice and then dump it in halfway through the third period. Halfway home from Rink 8 in Marlborough. You're watching JWHL U19 hockey. It is NAHA scoring three unanswered and leading Pacific 2-0 here early on a Sunday morning. That shot flutters wide from an angle on the far wall. Puck is kicked back up to the top. Sydney Fest has a pair, including the lone goal in this third period. That is the difference in the hockey game. She skates it up, plays it off the wall. Drops it back. Here's Fest again. Wrist shot. He scores! Sydney Fest comes in and fires it home. She completes the hat trick and makes it 4-2 NAHA. What a wrist shot by Fest. That time over the blocker of Fox. It comes at 10:37, and NAHA, after trailing 2-0, has completely flipped the tables and now has a 2-goal lead in the final stages of this hockey game. And three of the goals have come off the stick of Fess, and they have all been real pretty goals in their own right. The first one, a wrist shot off the post and in. The second, an end-to-end beauty. And the third one, a top-shelf wrist shot as that clearing attempt is deflected out of play with 8:57 to go. So NAHA has really controlled the last about 32 minutes of hockey and has earned themselves the lead. And now Pacific, who had scored 8 unanswered on the weekend, coming in that second period, is going to have to find a way to have an answer for NAHA's 4 straight. Graves will go across for Holden. Carries in to the offensive zone and drops it back for Borson. Back up top, Markovsky. Graves, they rotated around with 8.5 to play. Back up top for Graves. Lacombe was swiping at it out of the zone. Markovsky's there. She swipes it back for Holden. Up ahead for Donnelly, who gains the blue line. Donnelly wrist shot, that's blocked by Wong, who was in the shooting lane. Donnelly gets it back, pulls up on her backhand, tries to curl it up the wall, couldn't. Kicked back up to the line, but not out. Kept in by Fest, second opportunity. Lume, unable to get it out. Wuthridge keeps it in, sends it down low. Wagner with it now, trying to curl it out in front. No, didn't have a lane. Fest shot blocked right on. Fox makes the save as the puck dribbled right in on the Pacific net. And we get a whistle with 7:41 to go in regulation time. And NAHA leading this hockey game by a 4-2 tally. Face-off will be to the left. So Pacific taking a penalty there. NAHA is 1 for 2 on the power play. They had great looks on that second chance after tying the game on their first opportunity. And now a chance to make it a 3-goal game and really put the pressure on here late in the third period. Here's Roust, who scored that power play goal. It's chipped away. Look out, nearly a shorthanded break for Sims. That shot misses wide off the stick of Wuthridge. Back up to the blue line. Fest keeps it alive. Gives it across for Wuthridge. Looking in, sends it to the back door. Looking for Roust, who would have had a tap in, but they can't connect. Back up top for Fest. Half a minute gone by on the power play. Roust fans on the pass, gets it back and gives on for Fest. They play catch at the blue line. Fest gets it back. Wrist shot, whistles it wide. Roust pinching in to keep it alive under 7 to play in the period. Puck goes into the corner. Wagner digging away at it. Comes up along the near wall. Kept in deep by Donnelly. She curls in behind the Pacific net. Looking. Back up top for Fest. Gives on. Roust on the near side. Back up top for Fest. Top of the point. Over across Donnelly. In on net. Knocked away by Fox. Allen swipes it up the wall. Fest keeps it alive. Far point. 50 seconds to go on the power play. Roust for Fest. Wrist shot blocked and sent down the ice by Pacific. Although that is knocked down by Marino at center, and that will prevent the puck from getting all the way in. Here comes Marino coming around. She'll take it behind the Pacific net. Waits for reinforcements. Graves, Holden, swipes it down low out of the reach of Marino. Tired at the end of her shift. 20 seconds left on the power play. 6 even to go in regulation time. NAHA leading this game 4-2. Holden couldn't keep it in at the line. Ray will dump it down deep. 10 seconds to go. Holden picks up the puck. Last gasp for this third NAHA power play. Chipped up ahead. Carried into the offensive zone by Porozinski. Trying to curl into the slot. She pulls it back for Holden. Penalty is over. NAHA goes to 1 for 3, and they had a couple more good looks. Here's Holden. Slap shot blocked by Allen, who kicks it up ahead. Alex Allen under 5.5 to go. That's off of the stick of Patterson. Brassard near side, curling in. Brassard gives off for Wong. Fresh onto the ice. Back up Brassard. One-timer, and that grazes the outside of the post and kicks it in the corner. Gormley in behind for Patterson. We'll see what kind of last gasp push Pacific has. They got to get the puck back. That kicks off the skates of Marino and deep into the Steelers' end with 4:55 to go. Kicked up Brassard. Rolls off of her stick. Out of the reach of Joe Hall. Back for Fest, whose hat trick is the difference in this hockey game. Kicked up the wall. Forsberg is there. Sent back in, but Pasquale was offside. She never tagged up. And we'll get a whistle. 4:39 to go in regulation time. Sydney Fest has scored twice in this period, and that's the difference in a 4-2 hockey game. Face off just outside of the NAHA zone. Kuhn up ahead, tipped off the stick of Forsberg. Comes back for Johnson. Back for Allen, deep inside of her own zone. She'll pick it up behind her own net. Under 4.5 to go for Pacific. Time becoming a factor here late in the hockey game. That's swiped up to center. Sims with speed. Cutting in. She has Christian go to the net. Sims, wrist shot. That's tipped and goes into the far corner. Puck is fluttered in towards the net. Sims into the near side. Digs it free. Dolhanty comes away with it now. Rotates it back up top. Allen. Parton, one-timer, put it wide. Rebound comes free, far side. Shipped up the wall. Parton trying to keep it alive. Cannot. Puck goes down the ice, and this will be icing. 3:48 to go in regulation time, and an offensive zone faceoff for Pacific. Time very much becoming a factor here late in the hockey game. Steelers coming off their first real sustained shift here, the third period, down by a pair. They once led this game 2-0 back in our opening period. Face-off won by NAHA, chipped up the wall. Lou May tried to cut off an oncoming attacker. It's kicked back in and collected by Roust. Up ahead for Markovsky. She curls in, bumped off the puck. Keller tries to swipe it up ahead. Eventually finds the stick of Holden. Moves it. NAHA trying to just kill time, and why not? There's 3:18 remaining, and they're up by a pair. I have to wonder if Pacific gets it back in the offensive zone, if they're going to go for the extra attacker. Lume fires it up the wall, 3:08 to go. That gets back into the NAHA zone, but calmly collected by Markovsky. Gives it for Roust. Up ahead, McComb will dump it in off the skate of Holden. 2:50 to go in the hockey game. Wong picks it up, plays it up the wall. Pass out of the reach of Brassard. Carried by Wagner up to the blue line and dumped into the Pacific end, although that ricochets off a few bodies, and Leonardon carries the other way. Leonard on, gets it in deep. Pasqua in there. Leonard on as well, with 2.5 to go in regulation time. Pacific going to need one quickly if they want to tie this hockey game. Brassard will chase after it. Has the puck poked away from her by Wagner. Wong has to come back in on position. She'll swipe free, going her backhand. Blows a tire into the end wall. Nearly turned it over, but credit 27 to Black for staying with the puck and swiping it up to the blue line, but not out. Graves takes a hit in front of the Pacific bench with 2 even to go in the period, but the Steelers are stuck in their own zone. Dolhanty tries to chip it up ahead through the feet of Sims, and it'll fall back onto the stick of Kuhn. Across for Graves, D-to-D for Kuhn. Back up ahead looking for Wagner. That pass hit off of Dolhanty, carried into the offensive zone by Porozinski. She takes it around in her backhand in behind the Pacific net with 95 seconds to go in the contest. Excellent job defensively here by NAHA to kill the clock. Comes back up for Graves at center. She'll play it for Kuhn. Chipped into the offensive zone. Marino coming in on her backhand, sends it in. Kick save by Fox. Bryce in the corner with 80 seconds now. Clock down to 1:18, and we'll get a whistle. And the puck is going to come into the neutral zone. So 78 seconds to go, down by 2. Really the last gasp for Pacific in this hockey game. Ray will kick it over. Taken by Wong. She pulls up, looks for a lane, goes D-to-D for Gormley. Up ahead, that misses everybody, although they say it hit somebody on the way in, and that'll negate icing. Up the wall, off the stick of Keller. Wong gets it back, swipes it for Gormley. We're in the final minute. Fess flubbed on the clearing attempt. Here's Patterson. That shot blocked into the corner, getting in the lane that time. That was Roust who kicked it into the corner. She has it now, and he'll play it off the glass to the line, not out. Gormley down low, Patterson tries to swipe it away, could not. Taken by Fess. She moves it up ahead. Puck is kicked up into the Pacific bench with 30.4 seconds to go, and the face-off is going to go deep into the Pacific zone and that may just do it. Puck is down. Pasquale wins it. Brassard will pick it up in the corner. 25 seconds to go. Clear to the line, but not out. Graves will just fire it in deep. That'll kill time. Clock down to 16 seconds to go. NAHA will score 4 unanswered, including 3 from Sidney Fess, and will come back after giving up 2 in the first period. Backhander in front. Oh, what a save by Fox! With 5 even to go, Fox sprawling in the crease, able to kick that puck out and keep this a 2-goal game. That is a beautiful save in the game's waning moments. Right off the hop. Fox will hang on to it again. 1.4 seconds to go. We'll have another face-off. It's merely a formality. NAHA scores 4 unanswered. The comeback after a tough first period, and they will knock off Pacific by the final score of 4-2 early on this Sunday morning in Marlborough. Sidney Fess gets the hat trick, including the game winner in the third period. She scored both in the third. The other goal was scored by Kiki Roast on the power play. In period number 2, Alex Allen and Kelsey Patterson get your goals for Pacific. That'll do it for us from the New England Sports Center in Marlborough. Once again, your final score, NAHA 4, Pacific 2 for the entire JWHL team. I'm Alex Thomas saying so long. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday morning, and enjoy the rest of your Super Sunday.